Semen retention. Is it the secret behind devastating martial arts, or the hidden teaching within spiritual traditions and ancient religions? Is ejaculation control the biohack for good health, long life, and anti-aging? I'll tell you what I know. Welcome, everybody. Before I continue with my podcast on semen retention, as the title indicates, I'm going to talk about sex, some ideas. If the subject of sex makes you uncomfortable or you just don't want to hear about it, my next podcast will be a continuation of my interview with Paul Gallagher. Some of my upcoming podcasts, I'm going to actually do one on the Sufi teaching about worry and worrying. And I'm also going to continue. I'm probably going to do 3 parts for the semen retention, which is, as you'll hear with this podcast, it's really vital training for martial arts, healing arts. So again, if you're uncomfortable with talking or hearing about sex, this podcast is not for you. Semen retention. It is actually getting a lot of attention now. There's a new movement, a modern movement, started by young men who, in their parents' basements, with ready available porn and all kinds of stuff, and they are not retaining their semen. And they're finding out that they don't have a lot of energy, no passion, purpose, pursuit, and there's a whole movement to start to retain semen. This is actually really an ancient practice, and it has cropped up in many places. For me personally, I never had a martial arts teacher that did not address semen retention. Some of them went into great detail about the hows and the whys. Others just gave a passing reference, but all of them treated it very seriously. Also, my various spiritual teachers have pointed out to the latent power in the semen. And the Chinese call it Jing. It's one of the 3 treasures. And in one of the other podcasts, I'm going to go into the 3 treasures. But for now, it's actually a really simple concept. There's an old saying that when the oil is used up, the lamp will go out. So it's an old-fashioned lamp. It's burning the oil. And while there's oil there, there's a flame, and then when the oil runs out, the flame goes out. That's also a metaphor for your semen. If you just look at our basic biological fact, we're here to reproduce. And I'm not making a judgment call on whether you have kids or not, or you want kids or not. Basically, Mother Nature wants us all to reproduce. Well, when we're young and we're strong and we're able to reproduce, life can be really vital. And when we're older and we're not able to reproduce, life can get a little bit slower. One of the biohacks for Mother Nature is for us to always be ready to reproduce, whether we reproduce or not. So for men, that means retaining your semen. It means always having a full supply. There's all kinds of ideas about regulation and frequency, and I'll get into that into some of the deeper podcasts. But for now, the basic biohack is, if I'm always keeping my semen full, I retain it, I regulate how much I let out, I'm going to stay vital, because I'm going to be technically ready to reproduce. Mother Nature's going to be happy with me. There's so many vitamins, hormones, all kinds of stuff in your semen, in your sperm. One of the easiest ways to stay strong and healthy is to keep that full, instead of trying to replace what's being lost. Master Leon, one time, he said to me, young man, if you let your sperm go down and out, that has the possibility to make a human baby. He said, if you keep your sperm in and bring it up, it has the possibility to make a spiritual baby. And a lot of spiritual traditions will talk about this latent power in your reproductive energy. And we also know in modern times, with the various scandals in various religions, that if you just try to put the lid on it and not understand it, it can backfire. The ancient Taoists, the ancient Persians, the ancient Tantra schools really understood about balance, and they understood about cultivation. And I will get into that again a little bit into another podcast. So, one idea is that if it takes me a certain amount of energy, say breathing and food, one idea is it takes 100 mouthfuls of food, and this is digestible food, to make 1 drop of blood, and then 100 drops of blood to make 1 drop of semen. You can see how hard it is to keep up with the ratio if you're always not retaining your semen. A very interesting thing is that your body will override anything to repair and to keep your semen full. So, for instance, if you you lift weights or you do some kind of physical thing, and you're breaking the muscles down, you want to get repaired and stronger. If you then don't retain your semen, your body will pick semen first to repair and restore and to recharge before it does the muscles. 3 people who are famous for semen retention: Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Mike Tyson. In the boxing world, they have found out that you're training really hard for a fight, you're doing lots of road work, you're doing lots of bag work, you're doing lots of sparring, jumping, skipping rope. If you don't retain your semen, your body will automatically go to repair that. And so that's why a lot of the boxers, Jake LaMotta, the Raging Bull, is a famous story too. Worked really hard, tried to keep away from women. Muhammad Ali said the hardest training he ever did was to stay out of bars and stay away from women. And not that women are bad, it's just that when you're with women, maybe you are not so keen on semen retention. There are many methods on how to balance that, how to have an active physical life, how to be physically fit, and to do the semen retention and have sexual relations at the same time. So for now, I'm just going to leave it here. I'm just going to kind of throw this introduction at you. And for women, women intuitively know a lot about this. A lot of women have had the experience where a guy is very interested in her. They got a lot of attention and a lot of energy and a lot of ideas of what they would like to do. And then once they've done that, they notice quickly, like it's like a pinprick in the balloon, air out of the tire. All of a sudden, where did all that energy go? So one balance is to keep the semen full. Also keeps your attraction. It keeps your energy full. You can keep writing poetry. You can keep, like Rapunzel, climb up the ladder up the tower, and have all kinds of energy. So I'm going to leave that there. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. I do personal coaching, one-on-one. I do have a number of young men that I coach in this area, and I can certainly add a few more. Please leave a comment. Please subscribe, like, and be prepared. I'm going to go a lot deeper into the semen retention in my next podcast. Thank you.